What's up guys, Chad Daddy here. Figured I'd make a Rasha'nan video. I figured out kind of how to deal with the mobility on this boss. There's quite a lot to improve on still, but I can give some good tips, I think, and some good pointers. As we go into this boss, I will start my first ramp at 0 on the pull timer, or maybe 1 second too late. I think I mess up and send a global, but that's kind of what you want to do. And the reason for this is because you want to send your first evangelism into the overlap with the erosive spray and the spinneret's strands snapping. So you'll watch me play here. And yeah, I think I sent a global here, but that's a mistake. You should send it on 0 so that you can cycle your evangelism. The CD is quite tight here, and you'll see later why. You can see that I haven't moved in like the others. This is because the first mechanic on this boss is strands. I pre-move for it. If I get it, I don't have my ramp screwed over. And then we ramp here, we hit it hard when the strands snap. And luckily for us, we also get to overlap the ads hitting as well. Okay. The next timer I'm looking at is the spray, coming in 16. I want to start this ramp roughly at 15. And you can see me do that here. As these waves go out, they are the last mechanic before we go into pre-movement. They're the only thing that hinders us. So after that, you should immediately start moving, and you should pick a side. Another thing to mention here as well is that the side he goes to at the start here is RNG. But if you go deep enough on any side, that's still fine. After that, every route is deterministic. Okay, so as we get to our destination here, we're going to be sending a Mind Blast and a Rad, because our next ramp is not immediately after here. So now, we can see that Evangelism isn't quite up, but we want to hit the strands and the erosive spray overlap. So, pretty much as fast as I reasonably can, I think Evangelism was on 18 seconds on cooldown or so, I started sending this Evangelism ramp. And I'll just be pressing Evangelism late. I'm pre-moved for the strands here. So important. It's insane how important this is. We didn't get it, but that's okay. We send Evangelism late, and now we hit the overlap. As we heal up here, you'll notice as well that he's going to dip soon. You can cycle a Rad and a Mind Blast here, but because I sent those quite late, they end up hitting very late as well. But I get a Penance in, and I start moving as fast as possible. I could have pre-moved even. If you are a little bit better and a little bit more organized than me there, you can definitely both pre-move better and also hit the last ramp there better. Here, you can't send a Rad. You are holding because the next overlap is what you want to hit. And that is the strands into the erosive spray. And this is one of the nastiest overlaps in the entire fight. I want to pre-move for the strands. You can see me move out to the side here, in case I get it. And then we go into Rad here. This ramp is going to pump. You can see that he's casting erosive spray. So the hard-hitting initial hit of erosive spray hits as we snap the strands. Big ramp. Super big burst damage. And this is one of two platforms where you get strands into strands, as you can see here. You get 2 more rads here, or 1 more rad here, and another rad on the next web reeve. I opted to send both of my rads on this platform. I just wanted us to be healthy for the move. I don't think I contributed much to that, but yeah, if I went again, I'd probably send the rad on the web reeve that we'll see soon instead. Important though, if you don't have a warlock here, then pre-movement has to happen again, because the strands would probably be almost blocking you as well. Okay, strands are coming up again, and this is the next evangelism ramp. We want to hit this next overlap again. So this one is quite similar to the last overlap, but the spray is hitting a little bit later, I think. No, it's actually quite similar. Okay, yeah, the overlap is here, and I got the strand there. I didn't pre-move, which is my bad. I popped a personal just to survive this, and I'm sending big healing. The next ramp on this platform is going to be for the next spray. You don't need to hit it as it goes out, so that's completely fine. But yeah, here you can absolutely send a mini ramp, and you should also be pre-moving here. You can see that I'm kind of late on everything. I was very apprehensive, which I shouldn't have been. We're now in execute as well, which is going to feel super good. This next phase is very low damage. There's no strands in this phase, which makes it very easy to deal with. It's kind of a cruise phase, but we still get to do a bunch of healing here because we're in Execute now. Ideally, your guild is too. We were here in Execute with deaths, so you see the first spray here, and you can see that I'm ramping for it. I'm going to be sending Void Wraith. I'm going to pair it with 2 Rads. We've also wasted a Rad charge on the last platform, but hopefully we'll make up for it here by sending a crazy good ramp. We did not. We're a bit late here. That's okay. There's not a lot of pre-movement on this fight, on this part rather. So I'm just kind of cruising here. Saving movement for the webs. Those can be super nasty. You can get completely griefed by their radius. So just be careful of that. And we send another ramp here. Executing in this phase is a very good vibe, for sure. Okay. Super late on my movement here. Very, very goofy. I obviously have the help of an evoker here to like undo my mistake, but please do better than that. Very silly. So we have strands coming soon, and I'm probably not going to pre-move for that either. You're also going to see me fall apart here. When I played this part of the fight here, we were like, it felt like we were going to hit the enrage, and I was just desperately trying to keep people alive. I do actually think we end up even hitting the enrage. Alright, so I ramped for the first strands, and now we can see that the next strands are coming up. I should pre-move to the right side here, but I'm not doing that because I am goofy. People hop on over, they're chilling, and we're just executing. I'm playing this a little bit like Mythic Plus. Anytime you're playing Disc Priest and you're on a boss like this and you're playing it like it's Mythic Plus, you're probably not like doing badly, but it's probably also better to just go wider and commit better to like specific ramps. But yeah, this is Enrage. He'll just cast Erosive Spray forever here. I'm just sending Rad on CD, trying to like do as much healing as possible here, keep us alive for as long as we can. We have wings coming up from our paladin here as well, so we're like, she's just pumping. And the boss will die. Exactly as I use Void Wraith as well. Yeah, so for this boss, I think pre-movement obviously, as you saw, it's king. There's a lot of like difficulties on this boss. For example, if you get the wave, it does so much damage when you get hit. It's crazy. So there's so many things that hurt a lot. I ended up sending a lot of my pain suppressions on myself, but sometimes obviously I'd send it if called for on a tank or whatever, but ideally a lot of them were just sent on me to keep myself alive. Priests are super squishy. If you get the ad on you, you always get 3 bites, which means that you can just kind of fall over. If you don't have Desperate Prayer, you need to send a pain sub on yourself or you're dead. This fight as well, you can definitely cook with uppies on it. And I think you should. I think you'd send full uppies. I think you'd want to hit quite tight timers, roughly 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes and 10 seconds-ish. You'd get 3 uppies, I think, in the fight, and I think every single one of them would be very high value. But this worked quite well for me as well. Simply kind of hitting those overlaps is such a big deal, and pre-moving as many mechanics as possible just makes your ramps better, because there's less, like, the chances of your ramps being compromised by movement are much lower if the movement that you need to do while you're inside your ramp is lower. But yeah, hopefully this video helped. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.